Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day we are going to take out the drag car, 72 Camaro.
Some real tornadoes.
Hello and welcome everyone back to another video here on the ZHP Garage channel. I'm here with the master mechanic himself.
Hello there.
And we're looking at the 72 Camaro. We're gonna do a full walk around of it. We're gonna talk to the master mechanic about what he's done to the car over the years, how long he's had the car for. All right, so from what he's told me, he said he got it in 1995, late 95, and it originally came in a black color. Now it is painted silver. It's called the Silver Bullet. And why did he decide to paint it silver in the first place?
I don't know. My dad. It was my dad's car originally. He decided to paint it silver, and it came with a black vinyl top. He put a new top on it, and it's yeah, pretty much the way it was. Recovered the original seats, stock interior.
And it's funny when he talks about going and racing it. It's to the point now where he doesn't even wash off the rubber that's whipped up onto the side of the.
It's pretty much stuck on the
car right here.
It's glued on.
Like. If you try and get this off, there is no way. Yeah,
it's melted on.
So did it come with the fuel tank in the trunk like that?
No, it was all original when we got it. It didn't run. It was sitting. I don't know how long it was sitting for. I can't remember why it wasn't running, but it only took us like 45 minutes to get it running again. And we drove it. I drove it in high school. It had a stock. It was a 400 small block with a 2-barrel, no air cleaner, Dukes of Hazzard wheels. It was a jewel. It just drove it.
So do you think you're going to change the vinyl top, or are you going to keep it?
No, I'm going to keep the vinyl top. I'm going to keep it silver. I'm going to repaint it one of these days.
Yeah, because
a nicer. It's got some battle scars.
Yeah.
It's got.
So how did you get that one?
Well, I got this one in the fender here, the famous one. When we were going to August Nights in Reno, Nevada, my sister was going, and she put her stroller on top of the camper. And by the time we got there, the stroller was gone, and that nice stand appeared. So thank my sister for that one.
So, sir, what made you put the Weld Racing forged wheels on there?
I like them. When my dad had it, he had polished Americans. He's got polished Americans on everything he owns. That's his era. But I like the welds better, Lumen Stars. And you can see the sick brakes better.
So, is there anything that's been changed with the body other than what you see right now? Is there anything that's been changed other than the paint?
From the way we got it, it's the same other than I added the front chin spoiler. But it's, yeah, it came, I think somebody added the rear spoiler at some point, because now the trunk doesn't stay open because the torsion rods aren't strong enough for the weight. Hood's been on there since like 96-ish is when it was painted.
So it didn't come with a hood?
It was a flat steel stock hood. We added the cowl hood, the fiberglass. It's pretty much the only thing that's fiberglass on the car is the hood. Everything else is original. And then I just added the front spoiler.
So when you originally got this, what was the engine that was in the car?
It's a conventional small block. It wound up being a 400 cubic inch small block. It ran pretty good. It's fun. Got in a lot of trouble. But then it quit running on me. One day coming home from school, because I used to drive it to school, high school, just shut off. And later, once we tore it apart, we found out that the timing chain was so worn you could take it off without taking the cam sprocket off. It was nylon and it jumped like 4 teeth. So then we put a 400 kind of built. My dad put a 400 small block in it. It's in it for a little bit. It was all right. And then we put a cast iron headed oval port 454 in it, 2 stages of nitrous. It ran pretty good. The fastest it ran was at Sacramento. It went 1060s.
So did that engine take a crap on you, or did you just decide to switch it out?
Well, being that the fuel pumps and everything was on the car was so old, I was racing it at Fallon. I lost the nitrous fuel pump making a pass, and I melted 4 spark plugs, 1 piston. After the couple days I was in there, I decided it's time to maybe put something else in it. And then we put a pretty healthy. It was like a 372 cubic inch conventional small block all roller. And that one ran 1050s on a small tire. It was like an 8-inch tire.
What made you switch out that small block that was in there?
I like the small block. Small block ran good, but I just wanted to go. I wanted to go fuel injection, and I didn't like the fuel injection on the conventional small blocks. I like the high ram style.
So when you put this engine in here, the LS, how much power were you envisioning to get out of it the very first time?
I envisioned for it to be 600 to the tire, over 600, around 600 naturally aspirated. But I think the cam's a little small for the setup. But it was never intended to run naturally aspirated. But right now it makes just shy of 500 horse to the tires, and then it makes 638 foot-pounds of torque. And that was dynoed at sea level. It was at West Tech. It was set up to run nitrous, but I decided not to put nitrous on it. I'm gonna go a different route.
So did you decide not to run nitrous because one of the nitrous factories blew up and nitrous became very
expensive and hard to get?
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the reason, but air's free, so nitrous is expensive to fill.
So how come you're so nitpicky with your wiring?
I hate the wires. Wire's not done yet. I'm gonna mount the PCM inside. I think it looks ugly. It is ugly.
Every time we go to a car show, he complains about popping the hood because he doesn't want anyone to look at the wiring when
ugly wires.
The average person would look at this and not even look at the wiring.
It's not done yet. It's only been together for a little bit. Haven't had time to finish it up.
And you custom made the headers that you have on there?
Yeah, I built the whole headers. It's just mild steel right now, but it's 2-inch primaries and 3.5-inch collectors. The exhaust is 3.5-inch stainless with a Borla.
So do you plan to get a different engine when you tear it apart? Are you going to keep this one?
No, I'm gonna run this engine. I'm gonna change the camshaft in it, and obviously change the exhaust, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put a turbo on it, single turbo. Well, that only has 2 mufflers, so it's a little loud. It needs a couple more mufflers.
It's definitely pretty loud.
It's a little loud. I need to run it like all the way out the back, instead of just going over the rear end.
So what's the fastest that you've ran it with this setup right now?
Naturally aspirated, obviously. At sea level at Pomona, it went 1081 at 127 miles an hour. That's on a foot brake, so off idle, because I couldn't even power brake it because it would just lunge through the lights. It has a trans brake in the car. I tried to use it once, like a wannabe trans brake, I guess. It's an older art car transmission, so the trans brake doesn't release fast enough. It kind of hesitates coming out, so it didn't work. So I need to get the pro trans brake put in it.
So what do you have planned to change with the interior here?
So I'm gonna put a full cage in it.
Because the fastest you can go with how it is right now is 1150, right?
1150. New seats. I'm gonna probably do like the Kirky aluminum seats. Full cage. I'm gonna leave the back seat in it. Try to keep it as stock appearing interior as possible, so you can still put 4 people in it. The Camaros aren't.
Well, you
5-seaters.
If you wanted to, you could put 4 people in
They
it.
won't be cozy, but they can fit in there.
The back 2 people would be crammed in there.
Still got the wipers on my street car. They actually work. For those rainy days you get caught in.
I don't think you want to be caught in a rainy day with the slicks on the back.
It gets a little interesting. Well, they're street tires. They're QuickTime Pros, so they're not full slick.
Well, I think right now they look pretty...
Right now they might be a full slick.
So the rear wheels, are they beadlocks right now?
No, that's another reason why I just foot brake leaving it, because they're non-beadlock and they're not screwed on. I didn't want to screw holes in my brand new Alumistar wheels. They're like a street tire drive around on wheel. I'm gonna get a set of beadlocks, full slick, so I can put in full send.
So what's going on with the... what happened here?
My dad put the top on. My dad did the bodywork and paint, did the whole deal. This is vinyl top glue, and he accidentally got some on the car. It just stayed. I guess he didn't want to get it off right away.
So when you paint the car, you're just gonna have to sand it all down?
Yeah, I'll probably put a new top on it because it's got a little gink here. You glue it down, and it's kind of like a vinyl floor in your house. You roll it out and glue it down. I think you're supposed to have some sort of coating on it, but I'm pretty sure my dad just put it over the bare metal.
So do you think there could be any like rust or anything that got inside?
I hope not, but there's possible. There's possibility.
So what kind of rear end do you have in here right now?
So I got a Moser 12 bolt because I'm a Ford hater. And I couldn't put a 9-inch in it. So it's a Moser 12 bolt, Moser axle, 35 spline, 5/8 studs, wheelwood disc brakes.
So would you say it kind of drives like it did in 72? Except for obviously the engine and...
It actually drives pretty good. Like cruising down the freeway, it's not bad. Parking spots is kind of crappy. Up until recently, it had the power steering and power brakes and everything on it. It drove like it did in 72. It drove, yeah, fine. But I just had a little worry about power steering pumps turning higher RPMs and deciding to blow apart and getting fluid on some tires I didn't want it on, so I decided to get rid of the power steering.
Oh, it kind of sounded like what my truck did to me.
Yeah. So I took the steering off before it tried to take itself off. And then Cam got too radical to have power brakes, so I ditched the power brake booster and just made it all manual.
If you guys didn't know, this is the original gas filler back in on the Camaros. And it looks like you put the battery back here because you have the on and off switch. So what kind of fuel cell do you have now?
I don't know I can't remember the brand of the fuel cell. It's a little 10-galloner. It's been there for like 20 years.
You could probably drive like, what, 20 miles with that?
Never,
if you're on it?
It depends on how you drive. It gets like 8 miles a gallon though, so not very far anyways. I'm gonna redo the floor. I don't like all the holes. And I'm gonna raise it up. Well, I'm gonna get a different cell that has a fuel pump inside of it.
You said these are your nitrous outlets from before?
That was before for the nitrous lines to go through. That was first stage.
So this was your launching stage, and this was your...
This one was the second, was on the button. This one was on a full throttle switch when it had the big block in it. So the first stage was full throttle, wide open. It would come on, and then normally in second gear I would hit the other one.
So what suspension did you say you have on here?
Well, the front is a stock subframe, stock control arms, but Moroso drag springs, QA1 double adjust shocks in the front. And then the rear is full Calvert Racing, Caltrax, the split monos, Calvert shocks.
All right, so what do we have planned for the Camaro here, sir?
Well, we're gonna I'm gonna take it apart, strip it down so I can cage it, and I'm gonna send the tranny out to get this tranny converter to get rebuilt, pull the engine. It's gonna all come apart. Gotta change the cam.
You're gonna change the seats too?
Change the seats. I'm gonna get a set of Kirkies.
Change the steering wheel, tires,
get full slick, wheels.
There's a lot to come.
Exhaust, headers.
Expect a lot to come. All right, everyone, thank you all for coming out, giving us some support on this video. This was a full walk around of the 72 Camaro that he's had since 95. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, give us any feedback on what you think of the videos and such. Any suggestions for how-tos if you want to see a how-to on a change what? What are you changing?
Anything. Change whatever.
Yeah, change anything on a car, any kind of fabrication you want to see. Just let us know down in the comments.
Let's race.
And we're gonna go for a drive, so I'll see you guys in the next video.